I used to be addicted to eating cheese, like it was a main food group for me. So when I first went vegan, of course, my first thought was, what about cheese? And actually, I went vegan in 2017 and I had multiple slip-ups after that, all due to cheese. I think one of the most common misconceptions about eating cheese is that it doesn't actually hurt cows, or at least that's what I used to think before I went vegan, and I was shocked to find out the truth. If you don't actually know, I highly recommend checking out some information. I will link it in the description box down below, just so you can be fully informed, and it might surprise you as well. So after I found this out, I didn't know what to do because all of my favorite foods had cheese. Pizza, grilled cheese, mac and cheese. I mean, I would even just eat like cheese and crackers for dinner sometimes. That's normal, right? So first thing I did was to research vegan cheese options. And there are so many nowadays, and even more so today than when I first went vegan, and that was only a few years ago. And a lot of them have gotten really, really good. There used to only be a small handful of brands and not a lot of stores even carried them. But now it seems like nearly every major grocery store carries at least some kind of vegan cheese. The most common ones I see are Daiya, Chow, Earth Island, which is also known as Follow Your Heart in the US, Violife, and Miyoko's. If I'm being completely honest, vegan cheese does not taste exactly the same as dairy cheese, but it is getting really, really close. I've actually tried quite a few of them by now, so whenever I see a new option, I always like to get that just to compare it to the ones I already had. But if you're looking for a pretty consistently tasty brand that is easy to find, I would start with Violife. It's available at pretty much every big grocery store nowadays, and they offer a few different types of cheese as well. So store-bought cheeses are always a great option, but another option I love is to actually make a homemade cheese sauce. So I do have a couple recipes already for different cheese sauces on my channel, which I will link down below. But for anyone who is maybe a new vegan, I also just want to show that homemade cheese sauce is not only possible, but also that it is super easy, very beginner friendly. Even if you've never made vegan cheese at home before, I promise you can make this as long as you have a blender. First, let me introduce you to the main ingredient that you're going to need, nutritional yeast. It is what is going to give your cheese that cheesy flavor. Now, not all nutritional yeasts taste the same, so if you don't like the flavor of one brand, I do recommend trying another brand just to see if that makes a difference. I really like this brand Anthony's, so I will link this one down below. And I also really like the Trader Joe's brand. I've bought that one many times before as well. So nutritional yeast is what is going to help the taste of our homemade vegan cheese sauce, but in terms of texture, I'd also like to recommend this optional ingredient. This is tapioca starch. It comes from the cassava root, and this will not only thicken your cheese, but it will also give it that stretchy consistency that we all know and love about cheese. So technically this is optional since it doesn't add any flavor, but it is great for texture, so I will go ahead and link this one down below as well. So to make this cheese sauce, we are going to start by soaking some plain raw cashews in hot water for about 10 minutes, and then just go ahead and drain and rinse them and add them into your blender. And we're also going to add some white beans to this recipe for a little extra protein, but feel free to leave it with just cashews if you prefer. And now just adding in our nutritional yeast, some onion powder, garlic powder, and some salt. I have an aged garlic salt mixed in here as well. And then just adding in some water and some white vinegar. The full recipe will also be written in the description box down below. Now at this point, you can go ahead and give this a taste, adjust any seasonings if needed. And if the taste is to your liking, go ahead and add your tapioca starch. Now I'm gonna leave half of this mixture in its liquid form, and the other half we are gonna go ahead and heat on the stove so I can show you exactly how to thicken it. Essentially, you just wanna keep stirring on medium-high heat. You will see it starting to get thicker and starting to see some clumps forming. Just make sure you keep stirring until it is fully thickened. Once it's about this consistency, it is ready to go. So you can go ahead and add that to your Tupperware, and it is now ready to be used. Finding vegan alternatives to cheese has allowed me to satisfy all those cravings that I truthfully never thought I'd be able to give up. Even a simple homemade sauce can really satisfy that craving. So if you are still struggling to give up dairy cheese, make sure you check out some of the recipes I've listed below, or let me know in a comment how I can help. And if you're still not convinced to try vegan cheese yet, I'm gonna leave a video right here for you guys to watch. Let me know what you think after watching it. And with that, let's eat plants, and I will see you guys next time.